the background of Venezuela, the history. Some people might be familiar, um, but why don't you just walk us through what the past quarter of a century has looked like under Maduro? The past 30 fraudulent elections. Like, just give some color of what that's looked like and how Venezuela was before versus after in just this short amount of time.
Yes, Venezuela, for those who you that do not know, was 30, 40 years ago a very democratic country, was a relatively rich country. Uh, Venezuela was a country of opportunities, actually. In the 1970s, Venezuela was among the 20 richest countries in the world. Between 1920 to 1980, Venezuela was actually the country that grew the fastest in terms of GDP per capita in the world. Venezuela had a GDP 2.5 times bigger than the Latin American average. And Venezuela was a democracy while other nations in Latin America were dictatorships or they had civil wars. And then everything changed. People were very disappointed with the politicians. People were very disappointed with the system. So they elected an outsider. And then this outsider took this mandate to this power and actually created a dictatorship in Venezuela. What we have seen in Venezuela is that they totally destroyed the political institutions. They totally destroyed the economic institutions. From the political sense, they destroyed the rule of law. So there is no division between the judiciary, electoral system, parliament, executive branch. Everything is controlled on one person, which is the head of the Socialist Party. On the economic front, they destroy every single area of freedom. They took away private property. They nationalized almost all agriculture, industry, businesses. They took away prices. So at one moment in Venezuela, there was a universal price controls in which everybody had to comply. My family is family of business people. So I remember one day they all had to go to the businesses and literally rewrite all prices using the mandate of the government. Otherwise, they will go to jail. But of course, the prices they had to put were prices that were below the profit level. So all gone, all economy destroyed in that way. And they impose production quotas, and they impose restriction of currency controls. They create hyperinflation. At one moment, we reached a 10 million% hyperinflation in Venezuela. So people's salaries were totally dilapidated. And because of that, people want change. People want real change, but there is no fair election in the country.
Give an example of, the currency just getting absolutely demolished, right? You were telling me before, it's like an example where, I think your friend was like a school teacher, right? And she, or maybe this was someone else who told me the story, but like her annual salary post-inflation was like enough to like buy her a single meal.
Yeah.
There's many such cases.
Yeah, a friend of mine I was telling you about the other day, where I told you in Brazil.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine, a teacher, by the end of the month, her monthly salary, because of inflation, was just enough to buy a package of gum. That was only enough to do so, because inflation was so high that salary was not keeping up with it.